Hello, I am Professor Zahoor, ex-dean Jamia Millia Islamia, Faculty of Fine Art. This time I am going to give a demonstration on dry pastels. We are going to make landscape with dry pastels and see the technique of applying them. It is a very subtle material and one has to take care while using it because one has to fix it later on. One can use gag or hand to rub it. Take a textured paper as it is good for experimentation and some degree of abrasion helps dry pastel to stick on it. Apply Naples yellow and to support it add yellow ochre and Van Dyke brown. Make the base a bit dark by adding cerulean blue. To Van Dyke brown as it will play the role of foreground. At this point, one is not aware of what is going to come up. It will be a random painting and see where the painting is going to lead. George Seurat rightly say, originality depends only on a character of the drawing and the vision peculiar to each artist. A touch of purple is being added in haywire strokes. And then a blend with the hand to merge different colors and create a new tone. The best part of the pastel is that it being a dry medium, one can apply lighter tone over the dark without any tension of the lower layer being dry unlike oil colors. One needs to play with the colors. The more one smudges, the more one can try the application of various tones in the artwork. One's vision will keep on adjusting, and such now forms on every stroke. Initially, one could see the trees, which later on take the shape of hut in hazy environment. The dry pastels unfold the quality of immediacy, spontaneity, and sparkle. I allow myself to be guided by the work which is in the process of being born. I do not think about it. The form arrived pleasant or strange by Hans Jean Arp. After preparing a blurred base, one can draw clear lines to give a shape. The door lines of a hut is visible, and white color has created reflections in water. The horizon is getting merged. Try to use fixative on a stage so that the effect created stays fixed. But that does not stop more explorations over the surface. More light on the water surface and fans over the dark purple layer with Naples yellow is bringing out a misty look. With every stroke and color, the mood of the painting can be changed as per the mood and imagination of the artist. Just as the words can be broken down into letters, images can be broken down into their visual elements line, shape, color, and texture. Furthermore, we can learn to focus on these visual elements. In fact, when we focus on a part of image, that part becomes an image. Our mind has the tendency to create wholes out of parts. Great art is the outward expressions of an inner life in the artist, and this inner life will result in his personal vision of the world. The inner life of a human being is a vast and varied real. Edward Hopper in 1953. The tone of the sky can be reflected in water, and with the same color of hut, trees can be made. This gives a painting an effect of being created by limited choice of colors, which is not compulsory. Slight orange behind the trees can bring the trees forward and look beautiful being a complementary color. A few lines here and there can act playful. At close, one cannot make out the impact. But once one see it form a distance, the abstractions starts lending a shape and the vision of the viewer catches it. So many parts appeal attractive through optical mixing too. Again, the light part is the focal point from which the eye travels to the other section of painting. A little dark in front of the hut can make it a center of attraction. And main object where the focal point will lead the eye. Light lines on the hut can grant effect of fog to it. Spray the fixative from a distance so that excessive spray does not spoil the effect created. Keep on adding strokes without fear, as there is no risk of the effect not being created again with this soft medium. A medium which is bold, soft, yet experimental. Dark edges help in bringing the eye in the center of the painting. A few white touches can give the impression of cloud. It is possible that a picture will move far away from nature and yet find its way back a reality. The faculty of memory experience at a distance produces pictorial associations. Paul Klee, 1925. Take out the tape from the side of the paper. This tape acts as a mask and in creation of a uniform border. On the covered area, even if there are fingerprints or excessive colors, the masking helps in not leaving any impression on the border. To be more experimental in painting, now add Persian blue strokes on the water surface to show wild growth in the river. Everywhere there is tone of blue, purple and yellow. Even in limited colors, one can bring out an attractive artwork. It is like being monochromatic. The purple stroke on tree are lending it a dry tree effect, where the branches are totally bare of its foliage. The white dots on purple lines are giving effect of white flowers. How beautiful contrast is being created with white against a dark background. There is no form, there is nothing in the word which says nothing. Often it is true. The message does not reach our soul, either because it has no meaning in and for itself, or as it is more likely, because it has not been conveyed to the right place. Every serious work rings inwardly like the calm and dignified words, "Here I am." Kandinsky on Artist Life, 1911. One can diffuse a few areas to let them help in highlighting some other parts of a painting. Diffusion and highlights are two important factors in a painting, and without any one of them missing, the impact would not be the same. Artist is never satisfied with his final work. At every stage, he feels like adding more touches and with every new edition. Another impression comes up by mingling more transparent areas among the opaque passage. It is another way to showing that imagination is not limited. One can just select the required elements from the wild imagination and give birth to something that mind desires. Even in abstraction, a mind can see spheres, forms shuffling between the object one can distinguish and the shape which are totally lost to the world. These abstract works can be the picture escapes seen from the vision of imaginative child. Like Vic Moniz says, drawing is not only a way to come up with pictures. Drawing is a way to educate your eye to understand visual information, organizing it into a more hierarchical way, a more economical way when you see something. If you draw often and frequently, you examine a room very differently.